Hello guys, welcome to my channel. It's good to see you again. Hope you guys are doing okay. This very content is going to be a teaching for a lot of people because currently there are many people who have jobs, who have businesses back home in Africa, and also still want to travel abroad to do better for themselves. So a follower of mine sent me a message some few days ago and asked me, Nusa Comedy, for instance, if you were in Africa today, in Nigeria to be precise, and you have a job that gives you 800,000 naira a month, will you still travel abroad? So I told that person I am going to be reacting to that message here on my YouTube. So please stay tuned. I want to open your mind and you have to watch this content with an open mind. So personally, I am going to be answering that question from my own perspective. This is for me. It might not necessarily be for you, but be open-minded to also see things from my perspective. Now, when it comes to traveling abroad and quitting a job that pays me 800,000 naira a month. Now, how much is 800,000 naira in dollars? 800,000 naira in dollars is about that's like 500 and something dollars. That's like 500 and something dollars. So maybe like 520 or 530 or 515 thereabout monthly in dollars. Now, the package to travel abroad will determine, am I traveling abroad with a visitor visa to try to go and navigate, try my luck in one country and see what happens next? Am I traveling abroad with a work visa package, maybe paying like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million for it? Or am I applying and getting this job myself? Or am I using the student route where if I'm going abroad to study, my wife can follow me, come with me as my dependent? Is she the one going to study where I pay for it and become a dependent as a husband? Now, for me personally, if it's a work visa package and I'm making 800,000 naira back home in Africa, I will still travel abroad, personally for me. And if I am making 800,000 naira back home in Africa and I have a student visa package that I can afford, I will travel abroad with my wife. I will. Trust me, I will. Because now, why am I saying I am going to travel abroad? That 800,000 naira I'm earning in Nigeria, to a very large extent, can make me live comfortably somehow. But the kind of lifestyle I'm living, I have grown beyond just living for myself and my wife alone. I want to be okay. I want to see my families and extended families do well. I want to see my friends succeed and do well and be able to also help them if need be. I want to be able to help people I have never met, people I don't know from anywhere that are passing through one financial stress or the other. I want to be able to render services to people. And if with what I know now, if I'm in Africa, I won't be able to do that. Just imagine in the space of like 2 years on social media, creating contents on travel, lifestyle, migration. I have been able to change thousands of lives in one way or the other, in one way, shape, or form. Take it or leave it. The records are there. And I have never processed a visa for nobody. That is because I am here abroad and I have a lot of access to information more than I would have had access to this information if I was still back home in Africa. So because I am where I am able to do well for myself better than I was doing for myself back home in Africa, because I am where I will be able to also help others who are in distress, who are in need, like I have been doing and I will continue to do, I will come here abroad. Now, let me break something down to a lot of you. You see, when you travel abroad, when you see the potentials, the opportunities that lies here abroad, you will be asking yourself, how come I have been in my country for so long? Especially if you are from any of these countries back home in Africa where things are not really okay. Now, let's take me as a case study. Since coming here to America, I have been able to help a lot of people. I am not here to come and like bring those people I have helped down. No. I am just saying this to broaden the minds of many of you back home in Africa, or if you are abroad. People abroad, a lot of people abroad can relate to what I'm telling you right now. So if you are back home in Africa, you feel like you have a job, you can achieve more abroad in many cases if you plan your travel. For instance, here in America, if you come to America and have kids, your kids have access to good education. Yes, good education. You and your family, you have access to basic amenities. Light is on. It's 247. I am never scared if my phone is on 2%. There is light every day. Access to good health care is here. When you see, coming abroad is just medicinal. Coming abroad is therapeutic. When you come abroad, there are many things you start to unlearn that you initially learned back home. When you come abroad, there are many things you begin to learn and realize that some things you were taught back home in Africa were not really true. If it's only that coming abroad can do for you, it is worth it. Not to talk of other opportunities that follows. When you come abroad here, you become a citizen. Your wife is a citizen. Your kids are citizens. You have laid a foundation for your children. Even if after they have become citizens, you can take them back home to Africa to go to school. At least you have given them a purpose somewhere, if in case what you have in your country is not sustainable. Because it is a good thing to see your children do well. And for your kids to be able to do well, you have to lay that foundation for them to build upon. So imagine coming to a country like America, where just if you are a permanent resident or a citizen, you have access to grants, you have access to loans. Just imagine that. Banks are sending you mails and emails telling you qualify for one grant or one loan or the other in a country that is not of your birth. You have these things to enjoy. Calm down now. Even in Nigeria, where I'm from, to access a loan in any of the banks back home in Africa, if you see the interest rate, you will run. And let's even assume you are able to borrow this money from these banks in Africa. Is the economy doing well? Does the economy make getting jobs and businesses to be able to acquire money to pay those loans available? Sometimes very difficult. In many cases, you don't even have what it takes to even access these loans in your countries. But when you come here abroad, there are jobs. That is why I have always told people to travel legally. When you come to this Yankee legally, trust me, this land is a land of milk and honey. So if I was still in Africa today, any 800,000 naira a month, I will still travel because of what I know now. Personally for me, because different strokes for different folks. Because just imagine, okay, imagine coming here abroad. Sometimes when I'm lying down in my bed, it just comes to my head, thinking about some few things I've been able to do for some people. I'll be like, I have not been able to really do this much when I was back home in Africa for people. But I've been able to do this in just in the space of like few years. Which is the reason why I have always said it here. Traveling abroad is a good thing, it's an investment. Especially when you travel well. See, in many cases, it is worth it if you have a plan. If you have a plan of what you want to come and do here abroad, traveling is worth it. I will continue to tell you the truth. This abroad, even though some people used to want to make it seem like abroad is filled with a lot of people, abroad is no longer good, some people will make you feel like abroad is no longer what it used to be. That is not true. Depending on how you come here, there are lots of opportunities in America, in the UK, in Canada, in Europe, in other countries like Australia and New Zealand. There are opportunities there. I'm just here to state this fact and the obvious. If I was in Africa making 800,000 naira with what I know now abroad, I will still travel abroad because it's a good thing to lay better foundation for your children. A lot of our people back home are already passing through a lot. So I want to be in a place where I can be able to help myself, help my family, and help other people too. So for that reason alone, I will choose here. So that is my submission. And hope I have done justice to this message. And I believe a lot of you have also learned from this. Watch out for my next content, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good one.